Hey, Kerry Waldy here, helping you navigate the first time building project. And the second thing I would like to say, aside from the first one, was establishing a great relationship with your neighbors in your neighborhood prior to your building project, getting their input and their approval. And make sure you don't delegate that. You and your team do that yourself. Then the second thing is that you have to start conducting business with the township that you're in, and the planning commission, the zoning planning commission, and then also the fire department, because these people have so many codes and so many rules that affect you. And it hurt us and delayed our project about 2 years because we had to get squared away the laws. We were non-conforming as a church, and I didn't know that until we went in there and they said, oh yeah, we changed the zoning ordinance and you're not even allowed to be there. And so this was a big shock to us. So we had to go through a 4-month-long process, cost us money to actually get the law changed to allow us in the property that we had occupied since the 1970s. And so when laws change, it makes a big difference. And in the zoning world, the churches and institutional uses, they matter and they affect you. It affects your life. And so we had zoning issues with our setbacks. We had zoning issues with us even being here. We had big fire department issues because we wanted to create platforms and different levels of our seating. You can kind of see back there, every 14 feet or so, it goes up 8 inches. So the sight lines are great. But the fire department said, no, we adopted this new international building code that says you have to bolt all your chairs down if you do that. And we interpreted the law differently because the law said they were tiers, like in a stadium where every level, every tier had its own seating. This wasn't like that. So we have level platforms that go up every 14 feet. And we had to go above our local fire department code enforcement agent. We went above her head to the national office in Chicago. And that was a 4-month-long process fighting that battle, and that delayed our design. And so zoning affects so many different things, and building codes affect so many different things. You're going to have to, or someone on your team is going to have to start familiarizing yourself with the people at your township. And we spent probably 2.5 years just building that relationship, going in there almost every month, and I still have a relationship with them. So it's important to do that. Then you have to familiarize yourself with the building codes because they affect so many different things. And then you got to play by their rules unless you can get the rules changed, which we did. We got the rules changed actually to allow churches in institutional uses, and then also to get a variance on one of our property lines next to a road so that we could expand our parking lot because our parking lot had shrunk due to a change in the zoning law. And so I would recommend start reading those zoning laws for your devotions because it affects so many things. I've got a few examples here that you can look at. All right, Godspeed. Kerry Waldy here, helping you with the first time building project. Love you guys. Bye. The zoning codes talk about all kinds of things. It's going to tell you about your sign and how big it can be, how many square feet it can be, how far from the road it needs to be. The zoning ordinance also forced us to put in this sidewalk. You can see him putting it in right now, right here behind me. But where does this go? The sidewalk goes to these trees right here. It's the sidewalk to nowhere, but the law required us to do this. The zoning code talks about your parking lot lights, how many lumens and the dispersion rate of your lighting system. The zoning ordinance demands how many parking spaces you need, how big your parking lot is going to be. It also is going to talk about how many trees you need to have in your lot and in your islands, your parking lot islands behind us there. It's going to tell you how many trees you need to have. The setbacks are important. How far between your parking lot and the neighbor's property line. Then this is important because our zoning law changed in 2000, a few years before we started the project, and it forced us to lose 30% of our parking. And we didn't know they were changing it. We just found out later because, well, we didn't really have a sustained presence in our township meetings at that time. So learn those townships and learn the zoning code.